It's tough being a fish in Minecraft. You have to deal with being sucked into a fiery ravine in the bottom of the ocean. You have to deal with being run over by some random dude's boat. And you randomly get caught by a fishing rod and stuffed into a furnace. But at least it's not as horrible as being a Hypixel Skyblock sea creature. Here's a table showing how rare each sea creature is. Last episode, we discussed how reaching 100% sea creature chance was possible. This results in greater suffering from sea creatures you catch. Here's the point of view from sea creatures. You are enjoying your day in the sea. Suddenly, you see a bait made from gold, squid ink, and prismarine shards. Interested, you bite on it. Then, you get launched several meters into the sky by a guy wearing a shark's head on his head, and you drop back down, taking massive damage. Where am I? Why am I here? But that does not matter. Your head is sliced off. You slowly black out. But it's not like the lives of sea creatures were any better before you caught them. Mayan Chief, a guy who somehow has 75 million fishing experience, has nearly 150,000 sea creatures killed, inferring that 150,000 sea creatures existed in the first place. Assuming he fishes at the barn, which has a strip of water with a volume of about 400 blocks. This means that there is 150,000 sea creatures in 400 blocks of water, meaning that 375 sea creatures live in each block. And now for the density. Let's assume each sea creature weighs the same as the average human, about 190 pounds. So there is about 36 tons of sea creatures in each block, giving us about 33,000 kilograms per cubic meter, which is more than 2 times denser than the core of the Earth. Essentially, sea creatures live in an ocean 18,000 times more crowded than Macau, China, and in an ocean denser than Earth's core. I cannot comprehend how such living conditions are possible. This should not be possible. How did this happen? I feel so bad for these sea creatures. Anything related to these sea creatures also experience immense suffering. Take the fishing pets for example. The squid and guardian pet, which are items you can fish from fishing. They are very small in comparison to normal sea creatures. How did they survive getting stuck in the sea creature-infested waters? And how many are still suffering in there? As for the flying fish, it is a drop obtained sometimes from the sea emperor. Where does he store the fish? I do not really want to answer that question. Also, why are there so many music discs in the ocean? And why are there so many golden apples? I am asking the real questions. There are also some interesting sea creatures, such as the sea emperor, hydra, and sea leech. Let's take a closer look at them. How does the emperor stay attached to its guardian while fighting you? Why is the emperor's skull visually different from the emperor's head? Does it immediately oxidize after you get it? Is the skull made out of iron or something? The Hydra. A mob which splits into 2 mobs once it reaches half health. How does it do that? I don't really want to know. And finally, the sea leech. Unlike other mobs, it doesn't really care about the player. It just wanders all over the hub until it falls into the void or something. Let's observe this happen. Anyways, back to the topic of reaching 50 skill average. I have about 45,000 sea creatures killed, and I am almost fishing 44. The dub has almost been obtained, but we cannot forget the immense loss of the sea creatures and biological diversity in the ecosystem. Anyways, that's all for today I guess. Episode 6 is coming soon. Stay tuned.